Hey everyone, how are you doing? This is Ethan, KE7DUX. I am just throwing together a quick video to show how I have my FTM-400 and some other things mounted in my car. Every time I post a picture of the 400 control head mounted in my truck here, I usually get a few questions, so I just want to throw together a video showing how I did that. So the base for this and my handheld mount down here are clip-on mounts from ProClip USA. These are made specifically for your vehicle. So unfortunately, that does mean when I sell this vehicle, I will not be able to take the main clip part with me unless I get another of the same vehicle. The nice thing about that is I don't have to drill holes. They unclip very easily, and I don't have to worry about trying to manipulate something that isn't designed for this vehicle to make it work in this vehicle. So starting off down here, I have the mount for my HT. I use an FT-2DR, or if I want to run DMR in the mobile, I'll throw my DMR HT down here. And this is the mount itself. The mount is about $20 to $30. They have sales all the time, 10%, 15% off just about every holiday. So the mount itself is $20 or $30. And then this little clip part here is I think it's about $10. And what that does is it basically screws right in. You can see that there are some pre-drilled screws or holes here for screws for other accessories. In my case, I am using this. Now, you could put something else on here. You could put a magnet mount on here. You could put a mount on here for another control head. You can do whatever you want. I'm using it for my HT. Or as you can see, it has a slot here, which would also work for a microphone. Now, up here, it's the same thing. You have, if I can show you to the side here, or actually this side will probably work better. It clips in down here, clips in up there, and this has enough room for a couple different items. On top, of course, I have my FTM-400 control head, and then on the bottom here, I have where I normally put the phone that I'm using now. And this is my charging cable for the phone itself. This is a very nice solution in general because it is below my dashboard, so it's not up in the heat, but it's also out of my field of view, so I can very easily see everything around me, and I don't have to worry about something being in my dashboard like I had before. And after driving across the country like that, I immediately changed it after I had a chance to do so when we got home. So the head itself is mounted on magnets, and the phone also mounts on this magnet. Now this magnet mount is a Scosche, I believe is how you pronounce it, magnet mount. And this is just their, you can move it around as you can see, but for the phone I actually just have it taped using the double-sided tape that comes with it, and this has lasted me a good 6 months with no issues. Obviously it doesn't get terribly hot here in the Pacific Northwest, but that is my experience so far with that. You can move it around to make sure it's pointing right at you, do whatever you want. Now for the control head itself, same story. If I pull it off here, you can see I've got a metal disc there, and it just pops right on there. I actually have another magnet like this inside my glove compartment. So rather than just throwing this in my glove compartment, I actually mount it right up inside my glove compartment, keeps it out of the way, keeps the screen from getting smashed up by the extra pens and paper and whatnot I have in there. And it's very easy to just take that out, plug in the control cable, and pop it back on. And, well, it's crooked, but you get the point. Now, this metal plate I have on the back here, this is from something else. This is from a Wise camera that are magnetic mount cameras. I am using this with double-sided tape on here because it has this screw hole. Now, if I needed to, which I haven't needed to, this is on here really good. I've had it on here for about 2 months in the sun, in the heat, and it has not come unstuck. So it's been working fine. But if I needed to, I could put a screw in here, a flush screw, and use that to keep it onto the control head a little bit better. So that's the main bit there for the mounting. As you can see here, for the control head, I did actually put some screws through here, because the control head is a little bit more, it's a little bit beefier, it's a little bit heavier, and I don't want it falling down and smashing. My phone stays up here just fine, but I do have some screws in there for that. Down here I do also have my MMDVM hotspot. This guy just runs all the time in here, and I have the screen reversed in the settings, so that way the power cable is up top, and that just runs right over here to my cigarette lighter adapter for my power. Microphone is just down there, pretty simple and straightforward. I have it down here. It stays out of the way. It's easy enough to get to. 90% of the time, though, if I am having a conversation, I am pulling this guy up, and I'm actually just leaving it here in the in the cup holder anyway. But that's where that lives normally. And I think that's about it. I do have the Yaesu, I believe it is the MB200 speaker that I just got yesterday. Totally worth it. Sounds amazing. It's a little expensive for what it is, but it is a stereo input speaker, which is what the FTM-400 and I believe the FTM-100 need. Otherwise, it doesn't sound correct, because technically it's set up so that your A band and your B band could technically go to separate speakers if you wanted it to. So if you plug in a mono speaker, it doesn't sound correct. It sounds a little bit weird. So that's been the experience of other people. That was my experience using a cheap one off of Amazon. So I finally just bit the bullet and bought this guy. I think he was about $30, $35 at Ham Radio Outlet. And it's worth it. I can actually hear my radio now. So everything else for the radio is underneath my seat, with plenty of airflow. Even on low power, after maybe a 10-minute QSO on digital, that fan is running full speed down there. So definitely make sure to keep those out of the sun, out of an enclosed area. And then the head unit itself, I actually have this vent open, so it does actually blow air. During the winter, I will close it, because I don't want the hot air blowing on the control unit. But during the summertime, I do actually usually have this pointed up like this with the AC blowing, and it keeps the control head nice and cool even when it is in the sun like it is now. But obviously it's very easy to just pull off really quick and throw into my glove compartment. Again, as you can see, I actually have the magnet up there. I can throw it in the glove compartment and keep it out of the sun when I'm going into a store or something like that. So I hope that helps. I hope that explains my setup there, and gives some of you guys some different ideas.